paper. Alrighty. All right. Welcome everyone. Pretty decent turnout for Michael today. We got about 63, 65 and counting. We'll just give it about we'll start like in about another 3 minutes for those who are lagging behind a little bit.
Sounds good.
Mexico in the house. Hey Tamara. Alrighty. Just let everyone know, I'm as excited about this as you probably are as well. I kept seeing Michael posting in the group his videos, showing how he did it, but I'm just like, do I want to ask him how he does it? Or should I just assume, or will people just assume I already know? I did not know how he does it. But indirectly, hey Michael, how's that happen? And then other people started asking him about it, and other people started copying him in the community as well. I'm like, all right, Michael, now
Time to get on it, right?
let's get on it. Let's show your secret sauce on how you build your templates, how you put your audio files together, and let others leverage your skill set over here, and so they can go live with it as well.
Sounds like a plan.
I know we assume you know everything. I pretend to know everything, but I use Google and ChatGPT to make me look smarter.
Let me get the chat up so I can kind of keep an eye on it.
Yeah.
But for you'll keep an eye on the chat anyway, right?
Yeah.
If I need to pause, because I got a lot going on here. So
Can we record this meeting? Yeah. I'm recording it as well. I'll share it somewhere afterwards. But I think other people's Fathoms are recording it, so if your Fathom came in, I've enabled it as well. So I'll give it another minute and then we'll get started.
you got it.
Anyone has questions, just drop it down below. Right now, today's focus, so we can try to stay focused on it, is how what you see in front of you, how Michael's been building his demos, um, his voice AI demos, and how he uses it to close more sales. I am not in Dubai. I came back last night or yesterday morning, and back in the grind. Voice AI agent takes 10. Okay, we're getting support questions now. All right. I'm gonna ignore those for now. I'm just gonna ignore the support questions for now so we can stay on topic, but I'll address those afterwards. Feel free to remind me later on, but I just want to stay on topic on this conversation here. Like, everyone poses for shots. I was an action shot. I was in the moment. I was having a heated discussion with Sean. It was actually about voice AI. It was a serious conversation, but someone they took a picture of me at that moment. Alrighty. All right, Michael. Show is yours. So I'll just, introduce you over here. Look, Michael and I have been going back and forth for the last couple of weeks, and he's been providing tremendous value in the community. He's been posting things up, kept showcasing a bunch of stuff. And, unfortunately, some of the stuff was taken down every once in a while in the community because, we're like, people weren't sure how he was building it. Everything he was building was on a high level. So I'm the one putting all this stuff back live again in the community as well to make sure the value he is sharing within the community, everyone else can benefit from it as well. He's been sharing different scripts, his demo, how he builds his demos as well. And now every once in a while, people come and ask me questions like, did you ask Michael the question? He might have an answer for you. So I'm kind of pushing people towards Michael. He's been providing me some additional tech support as well because Michael has become more of a power user. He's been geeking out on voice AI to the next level that little subtleties here and there he's been able to refine. I don't know how many. You put that post out last week about the voices. I think it went over most people's head that post because even when I read it for the first few seconds, like, what? You had a meeting with 76 people in, or is it Florida?
Yeah, yeah, West Palm Beach, yeah.
West Palm Beach, you had an impromptu meeting with everyone. I didn't really get it. Then I clicked read more. I'm like, oh, the voice AIs. Got it, got it. That made sense. But a lot of people didn't understand it, as you read from the comments below. Like, how come you didn't announce it? I want to be at the meeting. So people kind of missed the point of the post. But Michael's been providing tremendous value. This is one demo session we're doing today, showing us how he builds his demos. And there's a lot of other goodies he's been working on with me behind the scenes that we may tease out today or we'll talk about in a few weeks from now. Michael, show is all yours. Show us how it's
All
done.
right. Well, thank you for having me, everyone. I appreciate it. I'm going to keep things pretty informal. So if you guys have a question or whatever, if Fur feels that it's, super important, we'll just grab it as we go. I didn't really script anything too strict. I mean, I have a little bit of an outline down here, which I'm going to share with the group anyway. But if you guys have questions as we go, like I said, just raise your hand or get Fur's attention because I'm not going to be able to really pay too much attention to the chat. But I'll try my best. But at the end, I mean, I'm here. I could stay as as long as everybody would like. I mean, until Fur kicks us out, I guess that would be the only caveat there. But we'll go ahead and get going, and I'll kind of explain a little bit what I did here. I kind of changed this up a little bit because a lot of people in the group are like, "Oh, are you using Canva? Are you using this? Are you using that?" And originally, I did all of this in Photoshop, so everything pretty much is in Photoshop. That's this middle screen here is my Photoshop window. This is a demo that I did for Fur a couple of weeks ago for one of his projects, and basically I've included a lot of this stuff in the files that you guys are all going to get. So pretty much everything I go over today, you guys will pretty much have by the end of the session. So I got a pretty nice folder. I'll get it to Fur. We'll put it in the chat or something. We'll figure that out in a moment. But everything I pretty much have done has been in Photoshop, and then I'll use some other software as well. For the purpose of today, though, I did some exploration over the last, week or so when Fur asked me to do this because it seems like a lot of people are using Canva and using different products. So I took some of this and I converted some of it over to Canva as well. So that may help some folks get going. I've also have some icons and various other templates that you guys may be able to use to make your life a lot easier. So um, that's kind of what I was thinking. My plan is here's what I kind of planned for today is I'm going to show you the tools. We'll build it. I'm going to build a voice agent really kind of on the fly. We'll do a simulated call. It'll take literally 3 to 4 minutes, and then we'll make the demo, and then we could show if anyone has any questions, we'll go from there. But the making the demo is pretty much the easy part. Once you have this template, then it's really pretty simple at that point. So would just change the middle graphic, change the logo. Like this one, moves around. I can switch it around. I put this Go High Level logo in here for Fur, and that can all be updated as well. I pretty much try to keep most of this background stuff the same. Now, what I would suggest if you're not a power user, and I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not a power user as far as Canva goes. I mean, I just barely scratch the surface. I don't use it very much. I use Photoshop pretty much for everything I do. Um, but I'm kind of getting thrusted into it because a lot of Go High Level folks and different graphics people, they like Canva. So I've kind of gotten thrusted into it lately. I'm not an expert by any means on Canva. I'm sure there's people on the call that are way, 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 way more advanced than me. I'm learning it. It's pretty simple, but I'm sure there's a lot more capabilities. Just like anything, there's a lot more capabilities than meets the eye. So I kind of did it a few different ways. I'm gonna give you all 3 ways on the graphics side. Actually, I'm going to rephrase that. It'll be 4 ways on the graphic side. You could choose whatever works best for you. And then from there, take it and run with it. All right. Let me just first start out. So when I first started putting this out, the whole purpose of me developing this is because I'm going to use this template to run ads. So um, that was the whole goal of this. And then I said, you know what, these are coming out pretty nice. And everyone seems to really, I mean, it kind of stole the show. People liked it better than the AI. I mean, I had no questions on the AI. I had more questions on the template than anything, which was kind of shocking at first. But everyone's like, where can I buy it? Can you make it? I really wasn't, I wasn't keen on selling it, and I really don't have the time to make it for everyone technically. So the bottom line is, if somebody needs it, I'll make it for them, but I'm not even going to charge you. But the bottom line is, you know, where I want to, start off here is you have to come up with your own design. Why would you want my design anyways? Come up with your own look and feel for your own agency or your own client or whatever. If you feel you don't have the capability to do that, I mean, reach out to Upwork or reach out to Fiverr, for 75, $100 roughly. They'll build you one of these templates, and then you can make the changes or the color changes or whatever, to make your demos look really sharp. Like I said, I'm going to give you some basics, and then you guys can do what you like with it. I mean, if you guys could, just don't take it word for word and like just post my graphic all over the place because I'm trying to, have an identity as well. So, which I think that you guys would want to do as well. So, I think we're kind of on the same page there anyway. Um, so anyway, like I was mentioning, this one I built in Photoshop. This one is very basic because if you could see here on the right, can everybody see these or is it a little too small for you? So every one of these is a layer in Photoshop. So essentially that's the text layer on the bottom. This is the logo layer. This one happens to be the background and the mask, and then this one is the actual background of the whole phone and so on. So this one happens to be three. I made this super simple because I was giving this to Fur to use for some of things that he does. He does presentations and so on. He may or may not need to change all of this. If I include this entire template here, every one of these lines and every one of these icons and everything here would be a layer, or potentially on the same layer if you like. But each one of them kind of would be on its own layer. You can move it around, change color, do whatever you like. Same thing with the background. So that's how that works. I'm gonna I have some of these graphics for to share with you guys. It's going to be in the folder, and then we'll go from there. So I have this little sample here. The next thing that you do anytime you're doing one of these demos is the software that we use will not allow layers. So first thing that we would have to do is go to the layer icon up or the layer menu up top. We're going to flatten this image out. So essentially now you see it went to one layer in the background. That's the background layer. And now it's totally flat. Now I can't really change that. It's one picture and that's it. And then I'm going to go here to file. I'm going to export that. And you could just do an export or you could just do a save as. I could just do a save as is fine. And then I'm going to put this to my desktop for the purpose of today. And then I'm just going to save this as a JPEG, for example. So I'm going to just say demo. So we'll come back to this later. And I'm just going to save that there. So now there it is on the desktop and we're good to go. So that's that. The next thing, what I did on your behalf, I don't really need this, but I figured I was doing some testing with some other software, which I'll show you today. I converted one of these in this file format, which is PowerPoint, which I think a lot of people are very familiar with. So I took this template and I kind of just threw it over here, and then you guys can add, whatever you like to it or change it. But this will give you a little more flexibility because what I did is I took every one of these layers that I have, and I converted it over to PowerPoint. And now you can move all of these around and do whatever you like. You could change the text. You could do whatever you like here. So you guys have complete flexibility. I included that in the files as well. So I'm going to show you a specific use that I did for this PowerPoint in a few moments. So that's that. So you guys can type this, type in just like you're typing PowerPoint and do, whatever you like. Change the background to a different color. Obviously, I'm sure most people here know, or almost everybody probably knows, you could buy these backgrounds if you like. You don't have to really create those. Those are, easily accessible. In various software and various sites that you can download it. If you're an Adobe person, they have a nice library. If you're a Canva person, obviously they have a huge library. You could buy them on a lot of the different sites. So that would be the same thing. So once you're done with this, you could save that for the purpose of today. I would leave it as a PowerPoint, and I'll show you what we're going to do. We're going to do that kind of last, and then from there, you would save that as a one flat file, and then you'd have the same thing, an image. This one here, the Photoshop file, you notice it's square. That is sized for a standard, social ad. So that one's ready to go. This one is more like a PowerPoint, but it's a totally different use case, which I'm going to show you here in a few moments. Any questions so far? You keep moving.
Yeah, no questions. I was just making sure
Okay.
people see your
All
screen.
right. Perfect. All right. So The next thing is what I did is, which I will share with you guys as well. I did some stuff in Canva. So I took one of these, like this one here, and I brought it in to Canva, and you guys, can play around with that. So it's the same exact ad, but now it's in Canva. And there's various layers, which I separated all these icons out. So you guys can have that, and then you can build these exactly like you like in Canva. So let's take one real quick in Canva and uh, and go from there. So what I did, just so you're aware, what I did here is I brought in a bunch of graphics, and I'm just going to do a new one. Let's just do let's do an Instagram or something. It doesn't matter. I'm just playing around. We're not going to use this. I already have our graphic that we're going to use for today, but this is a blank one. At this point, I could say, you know what? I want to search and I want to just search iPhone, and I could just search iPhone and I can grab, oops, what did I do here? Okay. So I want to search designs iPhone. There we go. And then I was like, okay, well, what do I have here? What's good on an iPhone? Well, maybe I'm going to go to mobile phones. So I was like, okay, that looks pretty cool. I can bring this over, and at this point, I can edit this. I can do text messages. I could do pretty much anything I want on the Canva side. I could change that background. I could change the phone. Like I said, I mentioned this earlier. I'm not a big Canva person, but when I first started diving into this, I did find some usefulness here because if you look on the element side, there's a lot of nice stuff. Like I just used this one the other day. Well, let me delete that so you can see it. So let me just go back here. Hold on one second. Um, so what I did is let me hold on one second. Let me just do a new design so that we're not in the way. Just use this. Okay. So I started searching. So then I was like, you know what? I mean, Canva's got to be have some really nice templates. So I started typing in iPhone, and basically, they do some mock-ups. So they do some iPhone mock-ups here. So what this allows you to do, like this one is a great example, is this is just to generate the iPhone image. So you could take this and I could say, all right, now I want to use, I want this background or this background or any background. It doesn't matter. Let me go to my uploads because I've got, all right, like, I'm just going to use this as a quick example. I want to say, oh, look, I want to put this as my background of the phone. So I could do that. Or, you know what? That's kind of large. I really don't like that. But I have this picture of a tire. I did this for a customer. So now the tire is on the phone. So now I could use that element and make that the iPhone and then customize it and use it on your template. But they make it pretty easy on Canva, which I was pretty impressed. You could change everything on here, but you could grab this and now I can use this iPhone and drag it to another Canva template and I make my own iPhone. Same thing. They also have, if you look, they have all, every single iPhone icon pretty much on Canva. I also included in my files to you guys, I have every single iPhone icon pretty much known to man. So like, the make the call button, the end the call button, um, pretty much everything, simulated apps, you name it. I have it in this file that I'm going to give you guys today. So that's the way you can make this template. Okay. As I mentioned, I'm not really a big Canva person, but there's plenty of them even on Fiverr or Upwork or any of those. So, and they're pretty reasonable. It seems like they're really reasonable compared to even some Photoshop folks. But so that's another option for you to actually make the graphic itself. All right. So let's go ahead and let me get out of this for a second. So the next step, which would be, we got the graphic done because I downloaded this one over here. I already downloaded it on my desktop and it's stashed somewhere over here, but I'll figure it out. And essentially, we have the graphic. The next step is we need the recording. So we're going to do that together real quick. If it's okay with everybody, we'll just do one really fast. Um, I've been developing these templates for a little while and making very simple prompts that are very easy to use. So you're going to see us, we're going to build one of these very quickly that will work right out of the box, but it's a great starting point. I included a bunch of them in the files for everybody, and you guys can use those as a starting point. Okay. So what we're going to do, this is my test account right now that I use. But give me one second. Let me go to this. So we're going to do a new agent here. Actually, I'm going to use this one right here. It's blank anyways. So what I'm going to show you how to do here is we're going to make this prompt that it's going to be very simple. So I had to pick out something that I thought, everyone would benefit, especially me, which is a hair loss template. So I'm losing my hair. So I figured why not use that today. So basically, we're going to call it Mike's hair loss. You have to fill out basically 7 fields. I make these in red so you guys know what needs to be filled out. And an agent's name will be Amy. It doesn't matter when we paste this in because it's going to remove the formatting anyway. Most of the, I mean, Go High Level, it doesn't use in the prompting. It really doesn't use formatting. It doesn't use colors. It doesn't like emojis. It can't be used there. Then essentially that's it. This is your initial calling screen. So I'm just going to take this, I'm going to copy it. That's your initial message with the agent. So this is right here. And then essentially, you have 190 characters. I never use this. There's some folks that like to load this up. I personally don't. I mean, I only have really one rule for this field. It's basically I ended it an open-end question because once the agent picks up, you want them to ask a question and then you want to engage the user. So I just use that for that purpose. That's all. This is not searchable. It's not a prompt. So it's not you can't ask about this during the conversation. So then the next thing is, I have all of this. This is going to let you know there's a 2,000 word max on this. And from this number 1 down to here, essentially, you're just going to copy and paste it. But there's only a few fields that we really need to fill out because, we have the name of the clinic, which is right here. So I'm just going to copy and paste that. And there's a few spots that it's got to go. So it's one right here, which is this is your basic business, information. The location is going to be 123 Main Street. Okay. Basically that's it. I'm going to leave the hours alone so we don't have to type it. And then I'm going to leave the website alone so we don't have to type it. And then I'm going to leave the support phone number, email address alone so we don't have to type it. And then I'm going to put in here's the phone number 888.
Hey, Michael.
Go ahead.
I think we need to adjust the way we're showing the screen. Some people are having trouble seeing the screen.
Okay, no problem. Let me how about this? Would that be better? Hold on.
Yeah, that's better. So for those
Actually,
on,
hold on one second, Fur, because I don't really need this screen anymore. So hold on.
I was going to say those on Mac, you can easily with your mouse pad, you can scroll and you can zoom in and out easily. So I'm not sure
Is
how
that better?
anyone who was complaining about it before, is it better?
Is it better? Because I mean, it's huge on
Yeah,
my
it's
screen. So
okay. It's better for everyone, but just let everyone know you can zoom in on his screens. I see 4 screens. I just scroll over it. I zoom in on it on the keypad. But this, you zooming in on the screen, it's good. It's fine.
yeah, I think we're good. I mean, I'm not going to really have much. That Photoshop screen is really what was our limitation because I had a whole application window open. Everything else is browser related, so we'll be right in here. So we should be good from this point forward.
Okay.
So that we left off at the phone number. I'll just leave that at that. And then I have some basic on the templates. I provide you guys with basic stuff for each of the niches that we have here. And then lastly, we have one more spot where we're going to go ahead and paste in the name. And then that's it. Pretty much we're good to go. So we're going to take this and I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and copy this in. Starting here, like I said, I'm just going to go scroll down and make sure I grab it all. This is my ending sequence that seems to work out fairly well. Sometimes we do beef it up. It just depends on the use. And then we're going to go, we could say, okay, this is going to be Amy. That's fine. We're going to select the voice. The one that I seem to work out fairly well is this Natasha. She's pretty decent, but whatever everyone likes. I may like a certain song and you guys like something different. It's just kind of how it goes. So it's just a personal preference. So that's pretty much it. I'm not going to get crazy here. Then we're going to go to advanced mode. I'm always in advanced mode. I'm gonna get rid of this stuff and then I'm just going to paste this in. Um, I'm not going to do any emails or any of these triggers for today. And then I'm going to hit save one more time. And then I'm going to go ahead and just select a phone number. This is a demo account. So I have a bunch of phone numbers in here and I'm going to use this one right here. It's the one we're going to use. And that's it. All right, so we're ready to go. So here's normally how I like to work this. I don't know if you guys have been doing a lot of voice or whatever, but I typically, when I'm testing, I generally use my Google Voice. I'm not going to use it today because I have to reconfigure some stuff on my system audio for you guys to hear it over Zoom. So I'll just make the call with my phone on my cell phone. Especially, I use that because if you use Google Voice and you have a microphone, you can capture that call recording, but you could process the audio a little bit, and it's a lot clearer. So I'm just going to make a quick demo call. We're going to use that audio anyway, and then we're going to build the actual demo itself, and I'll walk you through that as well. But that's how I use it. I use a Google Voice. So if you need a Google Voice number, it only requires it's going to be a personal number. It's going to be unlimited voice in the US. I know we have some folks out of the country probably on the call, but I don't know the rules with that. And then basically you're going to make calls and you're going to dial the number on the Google Voice. You're going to talk through your computer. You're going to capture that audio and then we're going to use it for the demo. And then I'll show you how I process the audio here in a few minutes. So let's go ahead and make a call real quick. And then let's see how we did. I'm doing this on the fly, so hopefully it all works out.
For calling Mike Hair Loss. This is Amy. How can I assist you today?
Oh, hey, Amy. Hi, Amy. My name's Tom. I just wanted to know a little bit about the services that you guys offer.
Hi, Tom. Nice to meet you. We offer a variety of hair loss treatments, including hair transplants, PRP therapy, laser therapy, and non-surgical options. Is there a specific treatment you're interested in learning more about?
I'm really losing my hair, so I think I would have to come in for a consultation. But I'm really interested in I think the non-surgical route. What's your time frame for an appointment?
Got it, Tom. Let me check our availability for a consultation. One moment. We have an opening for a consultation on Monday, March 3rd at 10 a.m. Does that work for you, or do you need a different time?
Let me talk to my wife about it. And is it okay if I get back with you?
Of course, Tom. Feel free to give us a call back once you've had a chance to discuss it with your wife. Is there anything else I can help you with today?
No, that's it. I'm really happy with the service. I appreciate it very much. Thank you. Okay, so that's just a quick call. I didn't spend a lot of time on that. We just built that in a few minutes. But essentially, I just wanted to capture the audio with you guys live on the call. And then from here, we're going to go grab this audio. So we'll go to the contacts and let's see what we got. So it's always going to be under me. So and I've got a ton of calls. So let's see if it populated that. And there it is right here. So I'm going to download that. That you're going to hear it twice the way this is set up. And then let me take this and bring it there on our desktop. Okay. All right. So then that's it. We're pretty much we're done in Go High Level for the purpose of today. Like I said, I got a bunch of these prompts. Prompts. You guys are more than welcome to utilize those as well. I'm going to go ahead and get out of this as we progress. I'm going to get out of this template. Well, I'm going to leave that open for now. All right. So the next thing is now we have our graphic and we have our audio. So we have to merge those two together. A lot of people are saying, well, how do you do these sound bars and all that? I'm going to show you that. I'm going to show you exactly the step-by-step that I use. I use Descript to do most of this, and I'll show you exactly how it's done. So I'm going to go here in Descript, and I'm going to go to new project. It's always going to be a video project because I'm using visuals and audio. So I'm going to use the video screen. It's going to open it up. The first thing I do the very first thing I do is I grab the audio file. So which is right here. All you have to do on this is just drag it here. So what's going to happen now, it's going to start transcribing. As you can see right now, it's on 0. It'll go very fast, but it's going to take that audio and it's going to turn it into basically editable text. And at that point, you could type on it and change it if you like. When I'm making these demos, I do 2 steps well, technically 3 steps to the audio, and I'll show you what those are here in a second. We're at 83%. We don't have to really be standing around while we're waiting on this. Let me find out, what did I do with that graphic? What did I do with that graphic? Let me
Hey,
find
Michael,
my
is this a paid account for Descript, or does it work on a free account?
I started out with free and then kind of worked into a paid account. I don't know the pricing, to be honest with you. It's reasonable though. I use it probably more than anything. I use it for so much stuff. I mean, it's more than just these demos. You could use it for a lot of stuff. So here's where you can name the project if you like. So we could just put demo. And then as you could see, it went ahead and captured all of this. All of the script, which is on this one, I kept it kind of brief because we're on a tight time frame. So that is that. There we go. What did I do with that graphic? Give me 1 second. Um, graphic layers. I've got so many files for you guys. It's like, it's probably my downloads. Hold on 1 second. Yeah, I think let's try this one. So, yeah, I'm looking for that flat file. Give me 1 second, guys. Here's one. All right, so maybe not. Oh, no, that's not it either. Hold on 1 second. If not, I will just bring it up. Give me 1 second. I may just resave it. Give me one moment. There it is. And let me just resave it. Save as.
Hey, Michael, while you're figuring it out, let me just answer some questions.
Yeah, no problem. So I'm gonna put it onto the desktop.
Yeah, some people are
Go
asking
ahead.
about the prompt. Are you going to share this? Or
Yeah, I have
the
them all.
template?
So I'm definitely going to share them all. Let me flatten this. I've got a bunch of prompts for them, like in various niches. So it's not a problem. I will share those, and if anybody needs something specific, probably have it. And
And
we
the
can,
templates? The
what's
templates
that?
that
I'm sorry.
the templates that you were showing on Canva.
Yes, I have them all. Yeah. So I have a master folder, which is, you see this over here. This is, wait a second. It's right here. So this is this folder right here has all the files pretty much. So for example, like you need avatars. I gave you avatars to use. So whatever you need, we're going to show that in a second. Um,
Perfect.
so that's kind of the gist here is to get you guys what you need to pull this off, and then go from there, pretty much. So, all right. So I resave that file. Let me get out of this stuff. All right. So basically now I have the flat file that I was looking for. I just drag it in and there it is. Okay. So now, as you can see that if I outputted this would have black bars on the side because this is set up for a different size. I need it to be set up for an ad. So all you do is click this little box right here. You go to square, and then all you do is just size this image, which it'll snap to the borders anyway. So you can see how it gets purple, and I just bring it so it's purple, and then now we're good to go. One thing I didn't tell you guys when you're making these templates, everyone likes those sound bars, your little waves on the bottom. So you always have to leave a little bit of real estate on the bottom of this template, or it's going to overlap onto your text copy or whatever. So that's here. So it's going to go right here. I'm going to show you how to do that. But before we go into that, there's also a timeline on the lower left-hand corner. That's going to be on like any audio file. You could see the audio. And then if you notice, the Descript already knows that there's 2 speakers. So it knows that I'm a speaker and then the agent was a speaker. And that's why this is in 2 different colors. For the purpose of this, it's not that critical. okay? Because we're not showing live audio, it's not, you're not seeing somebody on screen, so it's not going to get messed up. So the next thing I do to make this really nice, I do two edits on the script itself. I go over here to Underlord, which is on the top right, and I click on that, and then I hit remove filler words. So what that does is like, all these ums and uhs or whatever. See, so we have those here. They're all highlighted. That's a lot of that is me, obviously. And you can clean that up if you like. If you like to leave ums and uhs, then don't do it. I always try to do it. It just sounds good if you're doing a demo. So I just remove those. So we have it detected 10 of those filler words that are ums, uhs, or whatever. This is really good too. Like if you're doing a presentation or doing a YouTube video and you really want to clean it up, this is the way to do that. You can go in there and make it a lot more polished. So you just hit remove and that just takes it out of the script and now it's out of the audio. Okay, so that's the first thing. The next thing I do is I go to Underlord again, and then the next portion of this is I hit shorten word gaps. On this one, it doesn't look like I have any, but I set this to 3 seconds. So like if I was on the phone and I was goofing around, multitasking and not speaking to the agent, I can shorten that up. Anything over 3 seconds would come down to 1 second. So I wouldn't have a demo and then like a 5 second gap and then the demo and then a 5 second gap. So that would take care of that. So that's pretty much it. Um, the last thing I do is I always will come down here and I will drag this slider over so the demo starts when the agent picks up. So there's always a little bit of a delay, maybe a few seconds or a second, of blank audio on the recording. And then I do the same thing on the tail end. So I can just go to the end of this by hitting that, and I grab this and I go right here. I could see that that's the end. But also, like if I'm here, it'll show me where I am on the script. I could technically retype this script and it'll re-narrate, but there's no reason for that. So now we're there, okay? So there we are. Now the last piece of this puzzle is I want to put these sound bars in, and that's what everyone like seems to like and kind of freak out. So there we are. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go over here to elements, which is on the right hand side about midway down. You're going to click on that. You're going to go to waveforms and you're going to just drag it or just click on the waveform and it's going to drag it over automatically. And what I normally do is I will leave it up high like this. And then I just change this. I usually go from 5 point, I go to 9 point here. It just makes it a little bit more pronounced. Now, if I publish this the way it is, it's going to be right there. But I don't like that. I don't like it like clumped up in the middle of the graphic. So I would just drag this out and I drag this side out. And then now what I normally would do is I take this bottom section and I drag it down and make sure that these waveforms are kind of the right size for the graphic. So let's say I start over here. You notice where I click, it'll start the audio. So then at this point, I hit play and then, okay, what happened to my element here? Give me 1 second. Where did she go? Put it back in. Oh, I know what it did. Give me 1 minute. Let me pop that back in there. All right. So I just do this and I drag this out like I mentioned, and then I just change this to 9 points. And then, like I said, I make this a little larger. You may have to bring it down just a tad. Now you have to test this. So as you can see, it's going to be on the screen now. So I'll test this and be like, okay, that's pretty good. That's not bad. But if I said, okay, I want to make this a little bit more, pronounced or a little bit bigger, I'm like, okay, I'm going to go a little bigger and then center it, or however you like to do it. It's just all personal preference. And that's pretty much it. Okay. Now at this point, you have a couple of options. You can publish this, so you could give somebody a link. I think that's what like Sean does when he releases some of these new features. I think they use it because it always says Descript on it. I'm not 100% sure. You could publish it. You can give them a link. They hold it on on their side of the house. Or what I normally do, I'll hit publish just to publish it anyway, just to have it. But then what you have to do is you're going to go over to these three hamburger menu over here on the left side, and then you're going to come down and you're going to go to File, and then you're going to go to Export, and then it's going to export for you. So at that point, you export, and I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to go to the desktop, which it's there now, and we're going to export that out. And this will take maybe about, it says a minute. Well, it's done already. It was a very short one. It's going to depend on the length of the video, obviously. So that is done. So let's see what that looks like. And there it is on the desktop, and we can go ahead and check it. And then when you play on the media player, it'll put here, but on the web, this won't, the play bar won't be here. Okay. So that takes care of that. That's pretty much A to Z on how to do that portion. Does anyone have any questions? Because now is a pretty good stopping point. And then I'll show you what's next. For anything on there?
Um, no specific questions. Christina was mentioned
Okay.
in Canva, it can be done a little bit simpler. Um, just upload your image and just drag the audio file, then it creates a WAV file. Just giving feedback on that. But if there's
Yeah.
anyone who has any questions, was I the only one that couldn't hear the audio? We didn't hear the audio when you were playing it on the actual Descript. Right.
Did you hear when I just played it on my system?
No,
Okay.
maybe you're not passing the
Yeah, I don't think so. That was
when
the
you
issue with my
share.
Google Voice. That's weird because I used the same setup on another call the other day and it worked fine. So I don't
No, I
know.
think when you
You,
share your screen, you have to also share audio.
uh,
Maybe that's
okay.
why.
All
Okay,
right. And then let me see. You want me to unshare it and try to reshare it?
that's fine. I think we know it works. We've seen it in
Yeah,
action.
it works.
I think
Yeah, it
really,
works.
if
Yeah, it
anyone
works fine.
has
All right. So then that's
questions,
that. I do want to show one other thing that I've kind of been playing around with to kind of take these demos maybe to the next level. It's its infancy stage right now. Let me get out of this. I've been using Synthesia a little bit to do some of this. They have some really nice templates, and what this allows you to do is have like this one is one of their templates where you can bring in the same thing. You can bring in, images. This one is a stock. I didn't do anything to this. They have it in their little library of products, and essentially, this is where I was going to use that. I could use that PowerPoint slide because they accept PowerPoint. This is the same size as a PowerPoint slide, and then I can bring in different avatars here. And they have a ton of avatars. They have a free account. They have a free account here as well. And then you could use any of these avatars. Some of them are free, and then some of them are part of their premium plan. So you see these are some of them are premiums, but you could get by. I've been doing some initial testing with this, and my goal was to try to have two people having a conversation. And there's only a few platforms, I think two potentially. I've been searching them. This one seems to be halfway decent. You could shape these, you can make them, in a box if you want. You can make it full screen. You could do, there's just tons of different options to make the look and feel and brand it to your agency. So I took this one. Um, so I took this. Well, hold on before I go there. I took this one and started here. And this was a template that I did, the one that I'm going to share with you, and I have it all layered. So I did this, I moved things around because, I want to still have that sound bar on the bottom. So I built the agents in here, and you can see it. So here's a video and what happens on this particular project, just so you're aware, is you build it it doesn't render. In other words, you'll hear the audio, but you're not gonna see any movement of these people. So the avatars are not gonna speak the script. Okay. So that's one way, until once you generate it, then it's going to actually animate the avatars themselves, and I'll show you that here. So this one I happen to have generated already. So as you can see, I moved things around as I mentioned because this was down here. I didn't want that because I want to have that little sound bar. And what I did at that point, what I did it, and she's saying the exact script that I used.
Hey, Michael, you want to stop sharing and try resharing and
Yeah, let
enable?
me try it. Yeah, let's try it. Hold on one second.
When you click on share on the right side, it'll say share sound options.
Oh, yeah, there it is. Sorry about that. All right, let's try that. All right, so sorry about that, guys.
All good.
So, anyways, basically at this point, I bring the script into here, and then I generate the video.
Awesome. Can I grab your name to get started?
You hear that?
My name is Brian Sims.
Thanks, Brian. So what's your current strategy for bringing in customers? Are you using ads, relying on word of mouth, or just letting things flow naturally?
I do some Facebook ads every now and again, but I do get a lot of business on word of mouth.
That's great to hear. How have those Facebook ads been working out?
So anyway, you get the idea, and then what I do from there is I export this video, I bring it into Descript, and then I just lay over the sound bar, and it works just fine. I'm sure you could do that in Canva as well if you have people that are super interested in Canva. Yeah, these demos, they do pretty well at grabbing people. I'm not sure if everybody has seen the one I did for this McDonald's script.
Welcome to McDonald's. How can I help you?
So I put the whole menu of
I'd like
McDonald's
to
in
place an order
here,
today.
and it barely,
For sure. Can I get a name for your order, please?
Yeah, it's Mike.
Cool, cool. What can I get for you today, Mike?
Need a 2 cheeseburger combo meal, please. With that combo meal, I think I'm gonna have. Well, I'm not really sure. What do you guys have for drinks?
Oh, no worries. We've got Coca-Cola, Sprite, Dr. Pepper, Fanta Orange, Diet Coke, High C Orange, Lava Burst, and both sweet and unsweetened iced tea. All sizes are just $1. What sounds good to you?
So anyway, you get the idea. You could be as creative as you want with these. I did one that did math the other day. This one, it grabs people's attention, and you can totally customize it to suit your needs. How are we on time? We're pretty close. Any other questions for her? Or?
Nothing in the chat itself, but I think we'll open it up. Anyone has questions, you just put your hand up and we'll get you unmuted. Let me see if anyone's asking anything. All right, Dan, of course. There we go, Dan. I was waiting for your question.
Somebody asked, is it only
There we
inbound
go.
calls
Can you
as
hear
of
me?
now? Yeah,
Yeah,
go ahead, Dan.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, Michael, thanks for doing this, and Fer, thanks
No
for
worries.
getting this all set up. This is cool. I've listened to some of your demos, and in your prompts, I'm curious. I know you're going to share them with us, but do you use like markdown language, or are you?
Nah, I haven't. I've done it a few times just to test it, but no, I just use regular plain English. And I mean, if you're looking for some prompt ideas, I can definitely share that with you. I've been really prompting the heck out of these and trying a lot of different techniques all over the place because, some people say, oh, I've been talking to a lot of people that are like, oh my gosh, 2,000 words. I need way over that. I'm telling you, I haven't done one. The very first prompt I ever did, I was maxed out and I was trying to be at 2,000. I was like, all right, I'm at, 1,999 words. But at the end of the day, I've scaled that way back. Average, I'm using about 1,300 words on any of these, and it's pretty inclusive. What I have done primarily is like pest control is a great example. Did one for a company, pest control company. I didn't really speak very much about pest control. The AI already knows it. So like I didn't put anything in there about chinch bugs. And I went in there and, I put it through its paces. And what we did is I said, hey, listen, I'm calling, I have chinch bugs, and I need to know, what do you guys, how do you guys handle this? It's really bad. My lawn is totally brown. The AI will put it to the T on how to treat chinch bugs. Then I said, hey, my granddaughter's coming over the weekend. I'd really like to have you guys out, but I'm not sure about the chemicals. It knew about the chemicals as far as like, they're safe for kids, but however, there has to be a drying period. It knew everything. So I think, just let the tool do the job pretty much. I don't try to harness it in because it seems like when you try to harness it so tight, I think it starts to get a little, starts to go a little off track. So I prefer to keep it a little on the loose side. That's just me. I mean, everyone has their own style, I guess. That's fine. I like to do exactly what I just showed you. Those prompts that I just showed you that I'm going to share with you are a pretty good framework. And then what I like to do is build on it because a lot of the problems, first having me look at a lot of problems, people that are having trouble with hangups and just various situations. And most of it has been caused by conflicts throughout that document. And I think you have a lot more susceptibility to that when you're at 2,000 words or trying to be there. So, first part of the prompt says one thing and then later it says the other, and you're like, what the heck's going on? And there's conflict. So I'm seeing a lot of that. So what I've done on a few of these, I just did one last night, actually, a very troublesome one. It kept hanging up, kept hanging up. I took my prompt and put their stuff in it, and then I tested the heck out of it, and it worked perfectly.
Yeah,
I'm constantly developing that.
let,
What's
let,
that? I'm sorry.
let me ask you this real quick because I agree with you as far as like, the niche, you don't really have to give it like too many guidelines. But are you putting any rules in place to make sure like the bot doesn't do a certain thing? Like you're not going to book an appointment or tell somebody, hey, like the plumber's on the way to the house. I'll give you
Yeah.
an example. I have a guy that does windshield repair, and they love the
Hmm.
bot because they only have a customer service there, a rep 8 hours a day, but on Google, it's like, yeah, we're open 24 hours. So the AI is handling a lot of calls. Somebody called yesterday and they needed to cancel the appointment, and the AI was like, okay, no problem. I took care of it. And I was like, damn, I
Yeah.
never accounted for that.
I mean, I can't speak for Fur, but things are going to change, upcoming, obviously. Everyone knows that, they're going to be doing booking to the calendar, sooner than later. So I think a lot of that'll self-correct itself. But
Well, yeah, but
as
I'm like I'm still not going to let a plumber book an appointment because it's not going to take into account how long he's going to be at another job.
Of course, yeah, on the
So
service industry side,
yeah.
that's going to be a situational thing. Like I just fixed one the other day for a company, and basically their whole price list was in there, and that makes me nervous. I don't like that. I just, I don't like. I try not to let them do pricing typically. Listen, at the
So
end of the
when you're
day,
coming up
I
with
don't even do pricing on my phone telephone on my other company, so like I don't
right.
trust this to do it. Each
So when you're coming
circumstance.
up with like rules and stuff like that, are you like, are you spitting it into GPT and letting GPT spit out the rules for you, or are you just writing them in yourself?
No, I write them in, but I have like I probably have like 50 documents of different like different situations, like
Okay.
end of the call, or if I'm doing math, or if I'm doing, if I'm gonna upsell, which I've shared on the group.
Yeah,
I've
I've read a
included
lot
some
of
of
those.
those.
Okay.
Yeah. So like that I do. Like if somebody wants to upsell, which why not? I mean, you already got somebody on the phone, why not upsell them into something else? You could add that little piece, and I'm not talking, I had some questions on there, do I copy this whole thing? No, 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 no. That's just a guideline to help you craft it, and then you just put like one or two sentences in, and then that's it, and let it go. That's pretty much how I do it,
All right, cool.
and it's been pretty successful. So there's a bunch of other hands.
Thank you.
No, you're welcome. Fur, you alive over there?
Yep. Mike, go ahead.
Let's see. I have a question like on the marketing side. So obviously you're making these things, you're putting them out. Are you running ads and are you seeing like good conversions with marketing this way, getting clients?
So, it's definitely an eye catcher on the ad side. I mean, that's the number one purpose of this. So you're running ads, it's an eye catcher. I mean, think about it. If you see this while you're scrolling, you're pretty much gonna at least take a second to stop, and that's all I really ask for. Um, there's a lot of ways to market this. I mean, there's tons. I mean, one of my most successful ways of doing a campaign, we geo-fenced around. We cater to the marine environment, so we handle mega yachts primarily in South Florida. So essentially, I geofence all the boat shows. I used to go there. It used to cost me 20 grand for the weekend to go to a boat show. I spend five in geo target, and then I follow up with them for 30 days after that show, and we're pinging the heck out of them. And it outdid us. Going to a boat show, setting up, talking to people, and breaking it down, cost dollar for dollar, and it's easier. So
That's awesome.
this is the way to do it, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Ping them
Okay.
and just hit them.
Yeah, I mean that's what I wanted to know. What are the results of all this stuff? Because as a marketer, like I am always testing all forms of stuff. So I will definitely I'm gonna build this and run through it and see how it goes.
Yeah, I mean, my thing is too, like on my marine business, like I said, we work on mega yachts for a lot of the celebrities in South Florida, and basically that company pretty much runs on autopilot. So, and that's really how I got involved in Go High Level, is because I wanted to automate that business, and I have a management team there that really can, I don't really have to be there. But the bottom line is, you know, it's so effective, these agents, and to actually answer the phone, like. The biggest thing I get, honestly, is that people are like, well, that doesn't sound 100% like a human. Okay, I understand that. Okay, good. However, it's answering the phone 24/7, 365. That's number one. To be honest with you, I have a really good staff at my company, and they're not following up with people as they should. They're not calling people. They call them once, and sometimes days later, and then, I don't even know how we're doing it, but we're doing it. The bottom line too is I don't like to give things away. So I'd rather deal with 20 clients and make great money than deal with 100 and deal with all that. So I'd rather deal with less people and charge a premium and give them decent service, and because it's all about that really. I'd rather just deal with it that way.
Yeah, exactly. All right, well, cool. Thanks. I appreciate
You're
it.
welcome, Mike. You're welcome. Sarah?
Hi there.
Hey there.
I was wanting to know how you are having it intuitively give the open calendar slots.
Now, so this prompt, we're doing something for fur. This was a little bit different. So this is a preemptive strike for what's coming down the road. So this, you can't, we prompted it that way for this. However, in the future, whenever First says it's a go, we're ready to go with that. Normally, I do a booking link for the incoming calls. I do a booking link. On my outbound calling, I use a different product, and then we're booking onto the calendar on the outbound. I know I see a lot of people screaming about, "Hey, when's the outbound going to come?" I mean, I'm a little nervous about that because we're very, very particular about our outbound campaigns, because I think you can get spammy really quick.
They
I
just
don't do
released a
that.
new rule about that people need to be super careful about as well. I didn't read all the
Yeah.
details, but like it's pretty much going to become illegal to be doing outbound AI calling.
So what I do, like I said, we deal with a I have a marine company. So essentially, I own the outbound calls of existing customers, and it's super targeted. So if I serviced your engines on your yacht, and I know they have to be serviced every year at that 11-month mark, they're getting outbound calls from me. So, and that's expensive. I'm talking, some of these boats are $21 million, $20 million. So a service on these engines could be $8,000, $10,000 each per boat. So there's a lot of margin there for me. So with that, it was a no-brainer. We weren't even really following up with them at all. So I do outbound for that, and it books them right on the calendar. So if you go, I'm going to show you guys real quick. Here's how. Hold on one second. If you go to my website, which is crmpros.ai, I have voice agent section up here, and here's like a lot of the demos that I have. These are all a bunch of inbounds. I'm constantly adding to them, and then we have some outbounds as well. So you guys can take a look. And then basically, I'm using the same templates here to show that. I wanted to show you guys this anyway. So.
So when you said that is like coming on down the line, so like essentially she was like hallucinating in that regard, like when she said,
No,
"Oh,
no,
I
I have it
have
prompt for that. I have it prompt right now. The prompt that I use on that is booking on the phone.
but it's
So if I,
actually checking the calendar."
no, 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 it's not. It's not. It is not. So it is not doing that. It's not checking it. It would
Okay.
if the calendar was live, it would. I'm doing all of my future prompts. I'm doing them in two versions right now. So I've done niches. I've done 52 thus far, and I have two versions of those. One is a link and one is to book on the calendar because I know that that's coming down the road. So I'm ready for that when that happens. So right now I would never put the prompt that I just showed you, I would never put it in the field.
Okay.
In X amount of days, weeks, when they push the button to go live, then I'm ready for that, and I'm going to switch all my prompts out to book on the calendar, and I have all of those. And
Okay, but
it's a very minor tweak.
if you have it send the booking link, then
Yes.
do you trigger a workflow that you're like confirming the appointment and things
Oh
like
yeah.
that
Oh
done?
yeah. Oh yes. Yeah, and that's in that agent section you saw where I'm capturing fields, and then you can trigger workflow. I have a workflow to do that and do nurture everything. It puts it right into your normal workflows.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
Just to add on,
James?
yeah, just to add
Oh, go
on,
ahead.
so people are aware. So Michael and I are working on building out very kind of I had a very simple ask and he just took it to the next level. I'm like, hey, can we build out some templates for various industries? Then I asked him, take a look at all the snapshots we have within our setup. And he just started with one, then went from 1 to 52. So he built out niche specific prompts for every single niche that we have within snapshots. And at the same time, we are going to be rolling out the conversational AI booking very soon. What I mean very soon, it's coming imminently. That's if you saw that Facebook post I put out earlier today, that was a conversation
Yeah.
with Sean. He's asking where are we at with this? That's where the conversation was. So
And
it,
then I built a couple people were asking in the comments. I've built an AI voice agent that actually onboards my business owners. So it walks them through the process and asks them like, hey, what do you want your assistants to be named? What do you want it? What's the personality type? What is the goal of it? How do you book your appointments? And all of those. And it actually asks all those questions and then gives it an output of all the custom fields
nice.
that can be filled into the snapshot.
Yeah, we're doing the same as well. So basically, you basically can send them a phone number link, and then the agent will just ask them a bunch of questions, and then populate those fields. And then at that point, you could in your prompt, you could just utilize custom fields and build your prompt and then deploy it. So you could have realistically, I wouldn't say you could have one prompt. You can't, but because the technical information that's in each of those snapshots, really, I mean, I guess you could. So you could have a custom field with each of those niches for the bit, for the specific information, because every one of them, like I just did hair loss, has a bunch of information on hair loss. I have another one that's a doctor's office has a bunch of information on being, XYZ doctor or a roofer or whatever. So you could actually do that and have one prompt and just do swap out the custom values. But that's another option. I mean, I was also thinking, I was talking to some folks about it too. You can actually onboard accounts as well, but you could do voice on a lot of it, but there's some technical fields there that would be a little bit more difficult. But maybe you could just, you could do a lot of the basic stuff instead of, doing basic onboarding. You can onboard them and then send them a link to a form where they're filling out stuff like URLs, which would be a little bit more difficult on the voice side. But yeah, I was being a little careful first, so I wasn't sure where I was supposed to say on that, but I was kind of like censoring myself. But yeah, so we've done, there was, believe it or not, on those snapshots, like when you're in your agency side and you look at those template library on Go High Level, they have all those sample snapshots. There's, when I totaled them up, I couldn't believe it. There's 52 of those. So we did 110 prompts essentially. So one to book on the via the link, and the other one's to book via, you know, the AI on the phone. So that's kind of what we did. So they have 52, and I matched those. But I think once you see five or six of them, you can adapt them to your needs. And these are starters. They're not supposed to be like an all inclusive. I mean, it's a starter, and then you add to it. And one of the things I didn't mention, and I'm sorry to ramble on, but one of the things I didn't mention is once you publish this and you're testing and you're in your testing phase, there's a few things that you have to be cognizant of. Number one is in your mind, being the builder or the prompter, you're like, oh, they should be answering it like this, or they're going to answer it like that. Well, the users are going to answer it totally different. I mean, that's how it is. And you definitely need to listen to calls and make adjustments because it's kind of like I told somebody the other day, it's like, you hire a new employee and you train that employee. This one you're training, and it's an AI employee basically, but you hire a new employee. You don't train them in 30 minutes and turn them loose on your business and expect them to, never get any reoccurring training. I mean, it just doesn't happen. It's the same thing with this. You're going to deploy it and you have to reassess it and you're going to have to make tweaks until you get it perfect. And then once it's perfect, don't touch it. But you're going to have people that'll call on the phone and just totally mess this thing up at first for a couple, go arounds, and then you got to make adjustments. So that's just how it is. Go ahead, Fur. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no worries. We'll go on to James. Let me unmute him.
Hey, James.
Hey guys, thanks a lot. Hey, I really don't have a big question here. I think Fur, you answered it with talking about the appointments because that definitely makes it easier without having to book an appointment and then go into a workflow to verify it. You guys are awesome in sharing, and Michael, great stuff, man.
No worries. I appreciate you having me.
We've chatted a couple
I'm
times.
taking up a lot of people's time here, so I appreciate it.
And your stuff is awesome, man. Thanks.
You're welcome.
John.
You're mute. There you go.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Hey, we appreciate you guys. Thanks so much for putting this together. Super helpful. I was fielding a call at one point and I missed something. So I got a quick question, just backtracking. When you were building this out, originally you were showing on Photoshop and Canva, and that's where you put the voice file. Then you move this to hosting it on a web page. Is that correct?
So basically, you build the graphic in any graphics program that you like. It doesn't matter. Just leave a little bit of real estate for that sound bar. Then you have to merge, however you like to do it, you have to merge that graphics file with the audio file. So
Okay.
I like to use Descript because it actually merges the file and it's pretty lifelike. And then secondary is I can remove some of those filler words and I can do a little bit of modification to make that demo sound a lot more polished. So I like that. At first, it was like, I mean, the very first one I did, it took me 45 minutes to an hour, and now I do them in, a minute. So it's once you get the hang of it, it's very fast. That's just what I do. And then you output that and it outputs to like a video file, and then you could use it, however you like, ads, web page, on my website here, they're all, they're all videos.
But the web file, that voice file that you record and then you edit in Descript, that's separate on the web. So you've got your graphic and then you got your voice file.
Okay,
two parts
so
of
the
web.
voice, the actual recording, I grabbed that from Go High Level. So that's in
Sure.
one of the things
I got that.
one of the things you make sure, like if you're buying a new number, you make sure you click the recording and then go to your contact, which it would be you. And then from no matter what name you say on the phone, it's going to be you because you're already there. You already called before. And then you download that audio and then you could shorten it up or do whatever you like. And then you merge those two together and then output.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. And guys, listen, this isn't over today. So if anybody has questions, you can hit me up in the group or, DM me or whatever. It's not a big deal at all.
So just, before I go to the next question from Dan, just to touch base on a few points that we didn't answer. Outbound, on our end, we're taking very slowly. Strategically, we're talking to Twilio, we're talking to the compliance team, we're talking to the regulation or the regulatory team as well. And when we do plan on rolling it out, it's going to be very use case specific because we see what's happening, where things are going. We understand what's going on with the regulations as well. And a lot of people are getting fined. It's a lawyer's market right now. They're getting involved. There's a lot of honey trap phone numbers that people are getting involved as well. So we're looking at it very carefully as well because when we roll it out, we want it to be very use case specific. And I repeated it many times for a lot of people. You will not be able to use our voice AI outbound for cold calling. We're gonna that's not even it's a non-starter on our end. If you want to do cold calling, go get your own Twilio API keys and go work with another third-party vendor because when you get hit with a fine, it's coming on you, not on us. Because it's going that direction right now. No one wants to be called by an AI voice bot, especially when it's a cold call. Others are using it for appointment reminders, webinar reminders. When there's already a warmed up relationship, people don't mind it. because now you're calling to help me out, but no one wants a cold call coming from an AI bot. That's we're seeing that across the board. It sounds cool, but it's not happening.
I think you're more apt for complaint,
Yeah, absolutely. If I get a call from a bot calling me all of a sudden, and the thing is, it's not a Twilio decision. People are going to complain to their carriers, the Verizons, the Sprints, the AT&Ts, and then they're the ones who are going to pass down the complaints, and they're the ones who are going to make the call and say, shut down these people. It's not a Twilio decision, it's a carrier decision and the regulatory decision. For those asking about different voices as well, they ask about some people mention, oh, we want more voices. If there's specific voices you see on 11 Labs that you love, that you think is fantastic, send me the voice IDs and I'll see what I can do to incorporate them within our offering. There's others are asking about, where can we get the master folder for all this stuff? I think where we post this in the Facebook group itself, wherever we announce this session, we'll drop the link over there so people can grab it as well. So it will
Too
be.
late. Too late. I just shared it.
I'm gonna go delete it right now. 1 second. No kidding. What else is there? So we're gonna be sharing a lot of prompts, and as well, just kind of a public service announcement. I am planning on bringing back some of the AI daily coaching sessions that we're doing. I've just been waiting to go through our marketing group over here because last time we did it was more Facebook posted. This time, trying to make sure we email everyone, everyone's aware of it. A lot of people were not aware that we were doing these things after the fact. So we're gonna have daily AI coaching sessions, live build outs on the voice, on conversations, on the review side. We're gonna have prompting one-on-one sessions teaching you how to prompt in ChatGPT. So general awareness. Some people are not aware of that. So it's gonna be every single day, Monday to Friday. It'll be different coaches from the community helping out as well. So the goal here is to get everyone from a beginner level to advanced intermediate. That's my goal because it doesn't take long to bring you to an intermediate level. Just take some practice. That's our goal, having the weekly calls and answering everyone's questions as well, open Q&A.
Yeah, I think a lot of the calls like in the past that they haven't really been technical in nature. So I think that Fur and I have been really talking about it a lot, and he's been amazing. I mean, the guy's I don't even know how he does it, but essentially, a lot of it is user input that can be easily fixed if they're shown properly. I mean, basically, we're thrusting this technology out there with minimal, education and expecting guys and girls pick it up and launch it and have it go flawless. And I think, what does that result in? It results in problems with the calls. It results in technical support inquiries that are probably through the roof. So if we just step back and provide some of the framework, which he's doing, providing some prompt guidelines, providing the technical sessions, they know that at the end of the day, it's gonna be a lot less headache and a lot more positive experience for everyone, including the agency owners and sub accounts and all that.
Hey, Michael,
One of the things that I really like about this product, honestly, is it integrated and it's super simple to integrate. It's not hard, There's more advanced stuff out there for sure, but this does 90% of, especially when they integrate to the calendar side, it's going to do at least 90% of what you need it to do for the most part.
Hey, Michael, where'd you share the link?
I put it in the chat. It said it went through. Maybe is there a limit? It went through it for, unless it only goes to you when I post it. I'm not sure. It was a 66 megabyte file.
Well, I don't see anything. 1 second.
It says to customer service. I'm not sure who that went to, but
That's not me.
no.
I
Okay.
just DM me.
I could just, yeah. I mean, I could fix that real quick.
Just put on a Google Drive link, and then
yeah, I'm gonna do that right now. So that's pretty simple. So I'll just put it in a Drive link right now. Let's see.
Okay, another thing that people, just for general awareness, and people complain about the voices sometimes, like, oh, the voice sounds so robotic. I actually had someone complain about how the voices sound very robotic, and then they showed me their demo voice as well. Well, what a lot of people fail to understand is the better quality voices you get, like some of these voices are incredible, but you'll also be paying an arm and a leg for those voices. Like the demo the person showed me, he was paying 26 cents a minute for his voice compared to what we're charging 13 cents. So when people are comparing voices, even so, one of you mentioned Play AI. I checked them out as well. Their voices are great, but the starting point, all these different voices and the quality stack up in pricing. So it's something we're evaluating on our end if we're going to be bringing in other quality voices at a premium price. If something we want to offer and people are willing to pay for it, we'll see. But we're going to do our best to incorporate better quality at the same price as much as we can right now, because we want to make sure that voice are yeah. So just be aware that when people compare their voices, look at the quality and what they're paying for it. There's a huge difference.
Did everyone get that? Did that link come through this time?
Where?
Hold on one second. How about this? I figured it out. It's a little technical error on my end. There you go.
There you go. Okay, the link is there. Everyone should be able to see it now. Dan's up. Let me unmute you, Dan. Go
Cool,
ahead, Dan.
thank you. When you guys are talking about like the voices, I don't have any problem with the voices, but like every now and again, I guess some of the comments that the bot makes are baked in, and I'm wondering if Michael has ideas about how to remove this. So let's say like, you call up and like, hey, my toilet's leaking and I got, I don't have any hot water, and the bot's like, oh wow, that sounds like a mess. Like it's just
I mean,
a
that's just
very
kind of
odd
part of it,
sort of.
I mean, that's kind of a part of it, I mean, it has, the other option would be, lack of personality and kind of so strict. It would be kind of like, I mean, you've probably heard some of those when you call
Yeah.
some of these bigger companies that are deploying some of these agents. They're like so,
Yeah. Okay.
so
If that's the
strict.
way
I
it
like it
is, I
more.
can
I
live
like it
with
more
that.
conversational. Like anyway, I mean, honestly, I like it somewhat. I'm
It's
sure you
just the
could.
timing of it sometimes is a little off,
I've
which
I've
I can
prompt
live
around
with.
I've prompt around a lot of that though. Like I mean, I did that McDonald's one. It sounds like like a college kid, and then I just did that Einstein one, which sounded like a professor. And then, you can make them sound like you want, and really frame it. I have a guide on that. I can send it to you as well.
Cool. And then one last thing, in any of the stuff you're sharing, have you messed around yet with the custom fields for repeat callers and going down that path?
I haven't yet. I've been so
Okay.
busy. I mean, honestly, I'm doing like a zillion things, so I haven't really dove into it, but I'm
Okay.
sure. Um, I have, it seems like I have a to-do list every single day, and I do 80% of my to-do list every single day, but at the end of the day, my to-do list is twice the size as when I started it in the morning, if that
Yeah.
makes any sense.
Oh, I know. And as this keeps changing, the list keeps growing. So,
It's crazy.
all right. Thank you. Appreciate you guys.
No worries.
So just to make sure everyone saw the link, he dropped it over here above. And I may share it in the group as well. We'll see how we share it in the group and wherever I share the social media posts. I'll coordinate with you, Michael, after how we want to share the link for everyone.
Yeah, no problem. I don't mind whatever I have is fine. And then somebody asked for a pest control prompt. I could share that too. The best bet on that would just be to DM me like on Facebook or something. I'll just share the link over there.
Like, yeah, we're recording this. I will share the recording. I try to figure out what the process is to share this recording, if it's going to be on the official HighLevel channel, or I'll just share it on my micro channel itself. I'll see. Another thing I need to determine is hopefully it doesn't get taken down because we shared phone numbers. We showed a bunch of phone numbers on the page, and YouTube gets very particular about that. I've had some of my videos that get taken down in the past, so I might have to filter those out. I'm gonna try to just upload it independently on my URL and see what happens. If it gets taken down, then I'll go through the editing process.
Okay.
Any other
Anybody
questions?
else have anything or? You're very welcome.
Yeah, you're welcome. This is like,
All right.
I think the main thing here is Michael had some great value to add. I want to share with everyone. It was fantastic.
Well, I appreciate you guys having me, honestly.
Mike, you have a question? You want to unmute yourself or ask to unmute? Raise your hand. Gotta figure out which mic. Where's Mike?
Let's see who's on here.
If you want to ask a question, just raise your hand so I can unmute you.
Elias, that's one.
Trying
Somebody
to
just had.
See if I can find you, Mike. All right. I all right. I think I got you. Go ahead.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, I just wanted to know if what you guys are doing around. So we hear that, people are saying, "Hey, this is sounds like AI. It doesn't sound like a real human." Are you owning that right up front? Are you ever saying in the prompt, "Hey, thank you for calling XYZ. My name's Samantha. I am an AI agent here to answer your call." Do you ever own that up front, or what are you seeing there?
It's a personal preference, so some people do it, half and half probably. My thing is, I'm never gonna lie about it. So basically, don't pass them off as a human, but basically just, if you're gonna put it in that initial prompt area, you can do that. And if not, then, you know, just put it in there that if they ask, then to tell them that they are. That's it. I think
Got it.
I
Yep.
think I mean it's so commonplace now. Like, I posted that McDonald's thing up the other day, and like everyone's like, "Oh my God, I went to the drive-through. They're using that in the drive-through." It's like it's starting to be everywhere. So I think people are kind of used to it. So
Right.
as long as it's like decent quality, I mean, I think you're good. I think they
Yeah,
kind of
no,
know.
I
So
appreciate it. Yep.
you're welcome.
Yeah, and I think we all need to understand too is that what we're hearing now with the voice AI, this is as bad as it's ever going to get. It's only going to get
Of
better from
course.
here, right?
Oh yeah,
Exactly.
for sure.
Yeah, really, really appreciate the call, guys. Very valuable info.
You're welcome. Oh, Elias has one up there.
Yeah.
And hi, everybody. I have a question piggybacking off that question that just got asked, which is in the texting, the AI texting, I'm seeing basically only 1% of people, maybe 2% recognize like or ask a question, hey, is this AI? Am I texting with AI? And even then my AI is prompted to just, no, human here. I didn't even prompt it. I think it just sort of responds, no, it's a human here. Um, so it's pretty interesting, but only 1% to 2%. So I suppose the question that I'm asking is for business owners and or end users, people who are picking up the phone, what percentage, if you could put a number to it, do you think actually recognize this to be an AI voice versus the percentage that's totally oblivious and not even speaking to a human being? Um, are you detecting that? I know there's no sort of empirical numbers, but are you detecting that from your experience anywhere, Michael?
I don't have any data on that. Do you, Fur? I don't know.
I don't.
Yeah. Yeah, and I just thought I'd ask because I've fallen because I know Google in the past has called me Google Business Profile, and they have a pretty good AI sounding assistant where I fell for it 3 times and I caught it the fourth time, not realizing that it was an AI calling me to verify that business. But I just and having seen the interactions on my texting AI, I could detect that only about 1% to 2% are asking, "Hey, is this AI?" So I was just wondering whether there was the equivalent that you have subjectively seen in the voice space.
Yeah, I've seen some good ones. I mean, I called Hilton Hotels the other day, their customer service, and it was a grumpy old guy answering the phone, and it turned out to be AI. And I thought for real, I thought it was real for real. I mean, it was like legit.
Hmm.
So they're getting better and better, for sure.
Awesome. And could I please ask which URL is this training going to be posted to, Fur?
I'll be posting it to my micro YouTube channel. I'll share it on the Facebook post I did earlier today.
Awesome.
And I'm gonna try to push it to the main public channel as well. But
Mhm.
it's a bit of a process. So you'll see it in the local channel after this call and maybe 2 hours after it.
I'll give it a shot on mine too and see, maybe they won't flag it or whatever.
Thank you.
No problem.
Rohan has got one.
Give it a second. Go ahead, Ryan.
Thanks, guys. Hey, I'm from Australia, right? And here we only have like two Australian voice, one male, one female. The female voice speaks really slowly, right? So is there any way to tweak the voice, to speed it up a bit? I couldn't see any settings at all to tweak the voice settings.
I think we need to add some more voices in Australia. So initially when we rolled out Australia, we had 5 or 6 voices, and then I had a very angry Australian who told me that the other voices are not Australian. So we removed them as per his request. But I don't think we just ever got around to replacing or adding more voices. So if you know of any specific Australian voice, like, check out 11 Labs. That's the back end voices we end up using. If you see some great Australian voices, just ping me them, show me the link, or get me the voice ID, and I'll see what I can do on our end to pull those voices into our selection box.
Yeah, awesome. So should I just DM you on Facebook, or what's the best way?
Yeah, DM me on Facebook. That's the easiest way.
Cool. But the one that you already have, it's pretty good, right? It's a really good Australian accent. We just wanted it to kind of speak a little bit faster. That's all right. So when you're uploading the voices, is there any way to kind of tweak the settings at all? 11 Labs and Vapi and stuff, right? They let you like tweak the voice settings. So I was just wondering if you could do that here in the backend.
Just the briskness. In other words, the delay in between the response, they have that setting there that'll do, standard, fast, or faster. So 3, but that's it.
Yeah, I saw that, but I think it's just a matter of like that's just the response, right? Not like this
Exactly.
speed,
Yeah.
yeah, to talk really. But yeah, if there's any workaround in the back end for like if you guys could tweak it a little bit just to make it faster, that would be awesome.
Yeah, so I'll say no right now. We're not going to be able to do that as is. However, we are working on some other additional advanced settings where we're pulling in more controls on the front end that you'll have a lot more functionality. So that's kind of being worked on in the next couple of weeks as well. But if you find a voice setting that you like, that you think is at the adequate speed, just link me that. Link it to me and I'll take a look at it.
Yeah, perfect. Thanks for cheers.
No problem.
Tony has it.
Tony. Go ahead, Tony.
Hey, Fer. When you guys introduce the URL training for the AI agents, will they update themselves? Or
I believe so. There is going to constantly update against the URL.
okay, so
I don't know what the frequency is yet, but when we roll it out, I'll know the frequency, and then you'll know better.
Okay, and any idea when?
I wanted it last month, so I've been pushing at it. There's a bunch of different priorities out the door that we are pushing for, but this is something that I would like to say we'll have it end of March, early April. That's
okay.
I hope so. If nothing else crops up along the way, but that's a priority for me.
Okay, thanks, Fer. Appreciate you.
Rohan, follow-up question, or let me check.
I think so.
Rohan?
No, it was actually a bit of a mistake there, but all good.
Okay,
Thanks.
no worries. All right, so we're coming on the 4:30 mark. If there's no more questions I see, I guess it's a good time to wrap it up. Just I guess to end off with it, Mike, thank you very much. We appreciate it.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you guys for attending. I appreciate it very much.
Like I've seen what you're doing. I've seen the templates and how you're pushing it out, and I'm like, oh, that's really cool, but I just don't know how to do it, and I just don't feel like making the effort to figure it out. So you just kind of demystified it right now. Now I know exactly how you do it. So if I have to go through that process, I know exactly what to do now, and it's not hard at all. It's just
I've seen some quality demos, since the first one that we put out there. I've seen some, and you scroll through, you see some really nice ones, and that's good. I really like seeing that,
That's great. I hope to see other people leveraging your demo and making it different designs, different templates. Don't just copy and paste. So actually make it their own. We need to learn how to make the demo. Yeah, Chris, exactly. I've seen the demos. I'm like, how does he do that? And now we know. So just kind of a last few housekeeping. We are going to be pushing out AI training again, hopefully in the next 2 weeks. I'm just waiting on a few things on our side, and we'll have daily AI training sessions from various AI experts from our community. They'll be doing live build outs on conversation side, on the voice AI side. We'll do some prompting one-on-one as well, just teaching people how to prompt. How do in ChatGPT, we all know how to prompt basic prompting, but they're going to go into more details of how you can go from beginner level to more advanced level, how to actually take advantage of what the, demystify a few things that you might not know about. And pretty much, yeah, our goal is to get everyone comfortable with using all the AI tools and take you from beginner to, I like to say, advanced intermediate. We can't get you to advanced, that's on your own, but advanced intermediate in a couple of hours, couple of sessions, you should be comfortable.
For
And
sure.
that's pretty much it. There's no more questions. We'll wrap it up here.
Just have one last point for so I get a lot of requests, like if I know a lot of you guys have your own communities or whatever, and if you do and if you need something, just reach out to me directly. And then if you need a speaker, I just did 2 of those this week where they had me do a little session, an hour session for their community. I don't have a problem doing that as well, so it all works out.
Awesome. All right, everyone, we're going to wrap it up. The recording will be somewhere. I'll link it in in the Facebook group, in the post I did today. I will drop the link there. It's going to be there in the next 2 hours. You don't need to DM me asking when it's coming. It's coming in 2 hours. I need this session to end, so then it will, convert itself. And once I have it available, I'll be able to upload it. So there's a process. I get people right after the session DMing me asking for links all the time. So I'm just trying to do a little housekeeping, preempt it. Please don't message me asking for a link. It's going to be shared in the group on the Facebook post. Everywhere we made this post, Michael, I'm going to put on your post. I'll put on my post. I'll put on every post related to the session. And hopefully it'll be beneficial to everyone. If you have questions as well, feel free to reach out to myself. And Mike, I'm going to block you now as well. The other Mike, the one posted. If you have any questions, feel free to DM myself or Michael. Or if it's general information for everyone, please just comment on the post itself related to the session. If you like the session as well, feel free to comment on the session. Michael,
Yeah, that helps everybody out, actually. If you have one repository, this way we're not answering the same question to 30 people, and other people, I guarantee you have the same question as you. So, and especially if I skimmed over something, I can go more in depth there. It would be a lot better for everybody.
yeah, if you got value in this session, you like what Michael was sharing, just go to the Facebook post we did today announcing the session and just kind of give Mike some shout out over there because he spent some time and energy and effort putting this together. So we'll show you some love that way as well. All right, everyone. See you in the
Thank you,
Facebook
guys. Have a good one.
Take care. Bye-bye.